Welcome to WhatGear Reviews for a camera comparison shootout between three of the very best camera smartphones that you can get right now. Of course, it is the iPhone Pro Max versus the Pixel 8 Pro. And yes, you've seen a bunch of camera comparisons, but none quite like this one. And the dark horse in this shootout is the Vivo X100 Pro. It has Zeiss optics and a dedicated chip just for photography and video. So let's see if that comes into play in this shootout. Let me know right now which one sounds the best when it comes to mic quality and which selfie video looks the best in your opinion. Anyway, let's move on. So this camera comparison will be different because it is a semi-blind camera test. I'm going to keep my opinions on these photos short and sweet. Then I will give you guys 10 seconds to come to your own conclusions, and then I'll reveal which phone took which picture. That way we can eliminate any brand biases that you might have and truly see which one performs the best. Anyway, are you ready? Good, let's go. This photo was captured on the ultra wide lenses on the three phones, and each phone has a very different color balance here, and that's because I'm surrounded by light bulbs and it's an incredibly challenging lighting condition. The picture on the left and the picture on the right look the best to me, and in the middle photo you can see that I look a bit too dark, and that's likely caused by the phone trying to bring down the highlights of those light bulbs but without correcting me, the subject in the middle of the photo. The other two phones have actually managed to handle those highlights whilst correcting the exposure on my ugly mug in the middle. And my favorite photo here, just by a tiny margin, is the picture on the left, generally because it's just a bit brighter. But what about you? Which photo looks the best in your opinion? And once I reveal them, let me know if you guessed correctly which phone was which. So this setting is a real challenge for smartphone selfie cameras. It's the same kind of lighting conditions that you saw there on the rear cameras, and you can see in the picture on the right that it's nailed the focus on my face, but it's completely overexposed the light bulbs behind me. And in the picture in the middle you can see that it's controlled the brightness of those bulbs, but it's also introduced some artificial smoothness there on my face. It's kind of smoothed out all of my battle scars, which could be seen as a good thing. And the picture on the left kind of landed in between the two with pretty good details on my face and not too much overexposure on those light bulbs behind me. And for that reason, I have to say the picture on the left probably looks the best. However, color accuracy might be better on picture 3, but I'm going to stick with my first choice, and I'm saying picture 1 on the left hand side is probably the best. Now it's your turn. Now listen, don't worry, the second half of this video will be natural light photos and videos. It's not all going to be AI art. So stick around. Okay, so I'm going to leave the next two photos to you. I'll hint at which ones I think are the best and you'll see what I mean. And if you're wondering what this place is, it's the Illusionaries exhibit in London, Canary Wharf. Anyway, this photo is interesting as it's dark. However, there is detail in the foreground, dark foliage hanging from the ceiling, and a very bright image at the center, which is of course the focal point. Now, I'm torn between the center photo and the picture on the right. However, I am most drawn to the image on the right, mostly because of the colors. But what about you? Which one is your pick? Okay, so I know what you're thinking. You're wondering, what the hell is this place? Well, it is in fact an AI art gallery. How original is that? telephoto test. So in this one there is a clear winner. It is the photo in the center. It's hard to deny really. One of the reasons for this might be the fact that Vivo phones have a heavy focus on the optics and using premium optics with premium coatings from Zeiss. Whereas the iPhone and the Pixel do have great optics and great sensors, but they do tend to rely a lot on post-image processing to correct noise and distortion, which in this case has proved to be more challenging for these phones than the Vivo phone, which has very, very good optics, as well as good AI. All right, now let's see how they perform in daylight. Welcome to the daylight section of the video. This is a camera stabilization test. All three phones are set to their maximum stability. And you're seeing that in action right now. Let me know how it's looking right now. I'm just walking regular pace. I'm going to pick up the pace a bit. So this is a fast walk. We'll do a little bit of a jog. So let me know, in your opinion, which one of these looked like it had the best stabilization. Okay, here's a daylight ultra wide photo. And whilst all three look good, a couple of things stand out to me here. The foreground in the picture on the left looks a little bit soft and slightly warped. The center photo has done the best regarding HDR, and the details are arguably the best edge to edge. However, the colors pop the most on the image on the right. And the last thing is, I feel sorry for whoever's bike this was. Okay, an extreme HDR photo. The sun was getting real low and it's entirely in this frame, which can really throw off everything, the colors, the shadow details, and particularly in the foreground of this photo. But as you can see, all three flagships handle it really well. Regarding the color, the center picture seems the most true to life to me. The picture on the left is very bright with cool color tones, which you might feel drawn to. And the image on the right sits in the middle with an excellent combination of the other two, but with maybe just a bit too much magenta. So for that reason, I've got to go with the middle shot here. But once again, let me know if you disagree with that. Okay, this might look like a regular photo of some bland leaves, but what I think you might find interesting here is that this photo was actually taken with the telephoto cameras. And would you be impressed if I told you this was 5x? Well, it isn't. It's actually 10x, and that's pretty impressive, right? For me, there's a definite winner here. The photo on the right has the best colors, the best details, and the background blur looks natural. I'm actually blown away by how good this is at 10x, but which phone is it? Can you guess? Alright, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this one because I look like shit here. So this is a HDR selfie. The most dramatic sunset goes to the center photo, and actually the skin tones look pretty good here too. However, I do like the more contrasty look on the picture on the right, and the sunset looks more natural. So I'm going to go with picture 3 here. Now it's your turn. Okay, now here's a quick 4K HDR video test. Okay, let me know which one performed the best there. And now I'm going to roll the next few and you guys can let me know your honest opinions on which ones look the best. So this photo right here is a macro photo. It was taken from incredibly close range. And in fact, I discovered a detail here on this great British pound coin that's almost invisible to the human eye. I had no idea it even existed until I took this photo, but we'll come back to that. But first, let's look at the bigger picture. Whilst the photos on the left and the right are brighter and the details are very good, I've got to go with the center photo here, mainly because of the colors and also that detail which I mentioned at the beginning. You know what? It's probably better I show you what it is. Check this out. Stamped onto the inner rim of the British pound coin is the year that it was minted. And incredibly, all three phones can actually see it and I can't. And on the topic of being minted, which is Cockney slang for being rich, I am not. So if you wouldn't mind hitting the like and subscribe button, maybe you can help me pay a few bills, which will help me to keep making more videos like this for you guys in the future. And if you really want to help out, you could always leave a super thanks. I'd appreciate that. I just need about $3.50.
I need about $3.50.
$3.50.
So I appreciate you guys for watching this one. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more like this. And if you just subscribed, I will see you in the next one. Don't be late.